Hi students, welcome back to the series of how formulas were derived, and in this part of the series we will see that how volume of a cylinder is pi r square h, where r is the radius of the circular base of the cylinder and h is the height of the cylinder. Now you must have seen some cylindrical objects like this around you. So we will see what is the interpretation of volume, and we will see how its formula is pi times r square times h. Now, if you haven't watched our previous videos, then I would recommend that you please pause this video and first watch the previous videos. And because in this video, we will be using the formula of area of a circle that will be used in this video. Then you can continue watching with this video. Now let's first of all talk about volume. What do we even mean by volume? Okay, so first of all, volume, we always talk about three-dimensional objects. We cannot talk about volumes of any two-dimensional figure. For example, a volume of a square, it has no meaning. If I say volume of a circle, volume of a trapezoid, these statements do not have any meaning. Now, why? Why cannot we find volume of a square? Why cannot we find volume of a circle? In order to understand that, we need to understand the meaning of volume. Volume is nothing but, so volume has two interpretations. First is for the case of a hollow object, and second is for the case of solid object. Now, if you have a hollow object, for example, you can think of a glass. Okay, think about a glass. That glass is an object in which you can fill some liquid. You can fill the glass with water. You can fill the glass with milk or any liquid. So in case of hollow objects, the interpretation of volume is that the quantity of liquid, you can interpret volume in this way, the quantity of liquid that can be filled inside that object. Then solid objects are those which are not hollow, okay, in which there is no cavity. Basically, they are made up of some solid, some material entirely, and you cannot fill that object with anything because simply it does not have any cavity inside it. So in that case, volume of that solid would be the space that it occupies, or you can say the material. Suppose that object is made up of, let's say, wood. So the amount of wood that would be required to make up that solid, or the amount of material that would be required. So now that we are clear with the meaning and interpretation of volume, now let's try to find out and derive the formula for volume of a cylinder. Now, in order to understand the formula, what I will do is I'm going to draw a disc here. You can imagine a disc, and suppose I'm placing that disc, it's a circular disc, and I'm placing that disc at the bottom of this cylinder. Now, if you talk about a disc looks like it is a two-dimensional object, but actually it has some height. You can think of its height as negligible height. It has some height, but it's very less. So a disc has definitely, it does have some height, but it can be considered as negligible height. So right now, forget about the cylinder, just concentrate on this disc. So what is the amount of solid that is required to make up this disc? That is nothing but this entire area of this disc. And since a disc is a circular object, so this has an area of pi r square. And if you want to understand how the area of a circular object is pi r square, then you can watch the previous videos. Okay, now imagine that I'm placing a similar disk of same dimensions on top of it, on top of this disk. I'm placing a similar disk on top of this. So this disk will also have the area of pi r square. And this is actually the amount of solid that is required to make up this disk. Now, like that, imagine that I am placing h number of disks on top of every disk. Okay, till this point, I am placing how many disks? H disks. So these are h number of disks. And all of them have same radius. All of them have same radius. Then what is the amount of solid that is required to make all of these disks? So to make one disk, you require pi r square amount of solid. Then to make up h number of disks, you require h times pi r square amount of solid. And that is nothing but pi r square h. So, and if you observe carefully, when you will place these disks one by one on top of each other, you will get a solid which is nothing but a cylinder. So this is how the volume of the cylinder is pi r square h, and its unit is cubic units. Why cubic units? Because when we multiply some numbers or some dimensions, their units also get multiplied. So unit of radius, whatever unit of radius is, that will be multiplied 2 times. And then the same unit of height will be multiplied. So we will get cubic units. So this is how you can interpret and you can understand the volume of a cylinder. And in the next videos, we will see volume of some prisms like trapezoidal prism, and square pyramid, and triangular prism. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found this interesting, and we will meet next time. Till then, bye-bye. Take care.